Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, we still hear Tesla Qs and haters trying to make the narrative that Tesla is not growing and they are in trouble in Europe. But they can try to ignore the facts all they want, but they can't change the fact. The facts are still the facts. And the truth is that the Model Y is dominating everything in Europe. And Tesla is growing so fast here in Europe that they are even outgrowing the BEV market itself. So let me show you the facts and just how dominating Tesla is here in Europe and how fast they're growing, because this is kind of mind-boggling. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So I saw Nicholas tweet a lot of charts about Tesla's sales in Europe, and that inspired me to take a closer look and make this video and show what is actually going on in Europe, and together with this very nice chart from Roland as well, because here we can see January to October sales numbers in Europe in these 13 different countries, and then all the others here put into one category. With all the big ones here, we can see Tesla's growth in Germany is very nice. And in France, Tesla is selling more than double of last year. The UK, very nice. Norway, not bad. Sweden, up like 3x. Denmark, holy shit. And the Netherlands is back. Don't know why Tesla dropped out of the sky in the last 2 years, but they are back up, and year over year, Tesla is up 8 times. Belgium is also up multiples, and so is Italy. That has actually so far in 2023 taken the crown from Germany as the biggest car market in Europe, as it is the only country that has sold over 2 million vehicles so far in 2023. In Spain, Tesla is up more than twice the amount. Austria, not bad. Switzerland, small growth, but we also have to remember last year the Model Y was already the best-selling car of any kind in Switzerland, so that is probably also why we don't see Tesla grow as much in Switzerland, as they are already pretty big in the country, and maybe there is not so much room to grow anymore when you already have the best-selling car. And Portugal up at least 3x, and everywhere else Tesla is up at least 3 times as well. So if you hear anyone say that Tesla is not doing great in Europe, you know you are listening to a moron, and you should not waste your time there. But I know he's a moron. Gordon is a moron. Don't know where that came from. Sorry about that. But let's just go through some of these countries here and see if Tesla is also dominating the BEV market, or are they growing slower than everyone else? Well, in Italy, Tesla is dwarfing the other automakers. The Model Y is the clear winner, but second place also belongs to Tesla with the Model 3. The Tesla brand sells more than 3 times as many units as the second best-selling brand, sitting on more than 25% of the EV market. Just insane, and this is, as of now, Europe's biggest car market, and Tesla is ruling the BEV market there. And in Germany, the second biggest car market in Europe as of now, the home turf of the big German legacy automakers that was all supposed to be able to just crush Tesla at will. Well, here we see the Model Y is still the best-selling EV model, selling about 25% more than the runner-up, even though the second place is a combination of both the ID4 and the ID5, and the number 3 is the ID3, with half of the sales of the Model Y. But here in Germany, the Volkswagen brand is still the biggest EV brand in Germany, with about 4,000 units more than Tesla. So not sure they are going to be able to hold on to that first place, as Tesla is now going to speed things up with the new refreshed Model 3 that has just arrived on dozens of ships to Europe from China, while Volkswagen is cutting production of their EVs again and again at their factories. So I think Volkswagen will probably lose Germany to Tesla this year again, just as they did last year. And in the UK, the third biggest car market in Europe, Tesla is again dominating. But a little surprise here in the UK, or maybe it's not that surprising, as MG used to be a British brand, but MG is now the Chinese brand, but that is actually the runner-up in the UK, beating out the German automakers in the UK, the third biggest market in Europe. But the Model Y still well out in front, and then the MG4 in second place, and we even have the Tesla Model 3 in the top 4 here in the UK. And in Switzerland, the Model Y is also the best-selling EV with quite a big margin, and is the all-dominating EV brand in the country. And in Austria, we unfortunately don't get models but only brands, but when looking at this chart, it is not hard to guess which model is the best-selling model, as Tesla is of course the best-selling brand by far, selling about 45% more than the runner-up. Portugal is basically a copy of Austria, no models reported, but not needed, as Tesla again dominate with more than 21% of the EV market. And the Netherlands, where Tesla kind of dropped out of the sky in 2021 and 2022, is now back to previous high and even with a little gain, and has absolutely destroyed the competition, selling more than twice as many units as the runner-up. And the same goes for models, as the Model Y sells more than twice the amount of the little Peugeot E208. But it is even worse in Spain, where Tesla sells 2.5 times more than the runner-up brand, and the Model Y is still crowned as the champion, but the runner-up is actually the Tesla Model 3. And then comes the Chinese MG4. And even in Sweden, the former home of Volvo, the Model Y is still selling about 50% more than the Volvo XC40 that sits on third place, just with the ID4 above it. And here we actually do see BYD getting into the picture, as the Auto 3 has just entered the top 10 of the best-selling EVs in Sweden. And in Norway, the land where EVs has already taken over completely, as plug-ins are making up more than 90% of all new cars sold. Well, here Tesla is also dominating, and the Model Y is crushing everything else, as the runner-up only sells 1/3 of that of the Model Y. And in Finland, Tesla is still the best-selling brand and has the best-selling EV model that sold twice as much as the runner-up. And the last country in Scandinavia is my country of Denmark. But here, Tesla has just simply taken over. It is of course the best-selling EV brand with 3 times as much as the runner-up, and the best-selling model with the Model Y that sold 5 times as much as the runner-up. And the runner-up is the Tesla Model 3. But Tesla is also the best-selling car brand of any kind in my country, not just EVs. And that is because the Model Y has just destroyed the competition in my country, beating Volkswagen's 13-year-old standing records of most units sold of one model. And in the overall car market, it outsold the runner-up with more than twice the amount. And that car was the little Peugeot 208 that cost half the price of the Model Y. And this is before the BEV market share has gone to levels like we see in Norway. We only have about 33% BEV market share here in Denmark, but still the best-selling brand and model by far is fully electric. And I do think we will only see the Model 3 rise even more now with the refreshed Model 3, as I am really starting to see a lot of them out there on the streets. So I can't wait to see the result with 2023 coming to an end. So as you can see here, pretty much no matter where we look in Europe, Tesla is the best-selling EV brand, and the Model Y is just the absolutely dominating thing here in Europe. So even though we see someone like Gordon Johnson saying, but Tesla is losing BEV market share, like this tweet from back in April 2021 saying that Tesla is down in BEV market share in the UK, so Tesla is doomed. Let me show you how stupid these comments from Gordon are. Here you can see Tesla having 23% BEV market share in the UK in 2020 and sold just above 24,000 units. And then let's jump to 2022, where Tesla's BEV market share has dropped to 19.2%. Oh no! But Tesla sold almost twice as many units. Yes, they dropped 4% in the BEV market share, but grew 100% in the overall market share in Europe, as they went from just having less than 1% to having just less than 2% and made twice as many units. But the Tesla queues are getting really desperate as Tesla continues to grow, and the only way they can try to make it look like Tesla is losing anything and twist the numbers is by saying, look, they're losing BEV market share, as he also did with Germany, right? But as we can see, if we look at Germany from 2020 to 2022, the story just breaks completely down from Gordon here. In 2020, Tesla had only 8.6% BEV market share, but because Tesla has grown faster in Germany than the entire BEV market, well, Tesla in 2022, they actually had 14.9% BEV market share, even though Gordon tried to pick 1 month and year over year and saying, look, they're down. But the fact is that Tesla from 2020 to 2022 grew their unit sales in Germany by more than 4 times. So because they were growing so fast, they even gained market share in the BEV market, which should almost not be possible with so many new entries into the market over that period. But the so-called competition in Germany didn't grow fast enough compared to Tesla. So Gordon's old comment just left us with yet another track record of him being wrong and trying to find something he can spin negative. It has nothing to do with reality. And because, as I just showed you, just how dominating Tesla are in Europe and the actual growth they are doing, this is even true for all of Europe. In 2020, Tesla sold just above 90,000 units and had 13.3% BEV market share, to sold almost 200,000 units in 2022 with 14.8% BEV market share. Tesla outgrew the entire BEV market and went from the third best-selling EV brand to the best-selling EV brand. And the story continues here in 2023 as Tesla year-to-date has 17.1% BEV market share in Europe of the numbers we have right now, and has already long surpassed last year's sales numbers, even though pretty much everyone else still needs to get to those numbers. And Tesla's overall market share is closing in on 3%. So they have gained a whole percent in the overall car market in just 1 year. So Tesla is really growing fast in Europe and is absolutely dominating the BEV market here. The short sellers and haters can try to ignore the facts all they want, but they can't change the fact. The facts are the facts. And the fact is, Tesla is dominating in Europe, growing faster than anyone else and gaining market share, no matter if you look at BEVs or the overall car market. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.